the Absolutely Unnecessary podcast. We're joined today by Joey and Dylan. It's been a while, so we've got a bit of shit to go through, I think. Just sort of a bit of a catch-up for stuff going on around the gym. And, what's coming up on MMA stuff.
I like that. So for our show notes, Dylan has put...
No, Josh.
Oh, Josh.
Josh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't want this going.
Can we get this video happening, please, Ritz?
The order of the show notes has put us in a bit of a sticky situation, so...
Yeah, I don't actually know. I've heard there's some video at Dylan Hari, 17
So
years old.
it's like these guys, they've been left to their own devices and have gone on they've searched all our Facebook old school profiles, everything. So it's time that this sees the light of day, Dilhan.
I request we see Joey's photo after this as well.
Oh, fuck off. Simon, I wanted you to see.
Oh, I'm just watching it. Oh, what a tosser.
Yeah, your hairline looks really good.
Dude, how thick was it?
Yeah.
Is it,
really
what's the
jacked.
voice? I can't...
Tiger rapping about how he slept with Kylie Jenner underage and how people should stop blaming him. That's the song.
Is this in a public gym?
Yeah, bro. Anytime Fitness, Brighton. The trenches.
Oh, dude.
I will say, like, looking at you there and now, this looks like it's from 20 years ago. But
You're so much better looking there, dude.
I'd say you two have attributed to a lot of the changes to my facial feature and structures.
it doesn't look like the same person.
The squat form wasn't great.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Butt went in.
Look, it's a lot of this.
How long does
Do we
this
have
go
to?
for?
How
It goes for 2 minutes.
What
What
was this video for?
So there were a bunch of fitness YouTubers when I was growing up who I aspired to be like, and I was doing,
Who's that guy? Your boyfriend?
the daily vlog. Classic. That's this is behind, by the way.
Oh, you look really jacked, man. Dad's picking me up in the AMG.
It was an M3, dude. Relax.
Well, to be honest, didn't live up to the hype. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
but
that was Josh's doing. So.
Underwhelmingly not. Great.
Thanks, Josh.
I was hoping for worse.
Oh, wow. We've found ourselves.
Are you guys just calling a podcast so you can show videos and talk about yourself? So
Well, Joey said, "Hey, can we do a podcast to talk about Bellator?"
Well, I wanted to strike while the iron was hot. You know?
yeah. And on the back of it.
On that topic, Joey, obviously our newest Bellator fighter, fought. How long ago was it, Joey?
Only Bellator fight.
Only Bellator
About
fight.
5 weeks ago. Yeah.
5 weeks ago. Simon.
Yeah, well done. Second round submission to Joe.
Thanks,
It
mate.
seems a little bit old to be talking about it now. I
Yeah.
mean, we probably need to go through that. That was a big month for the
Was.
gym, and but yeah, for you in particular, awesome to see you on a big show. How did you find the whole experience?
It was a little bit of an odd one because it was so late notice. I couldn't even get nervous, I suppose. You know, like I fought Muay Thai on Roots on a Saturday night and then Sunday morning found out about the fight. So I just said yes, and there was no. It was, that's the shortest notice I've had as a pro.
Yeah.
So it was a little odd. And I hadn't even really been grappling
Yeah.
for probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks before that.
Yeah.
Like I was just doing one grappling session a week. So yeah, it was a little odd. It was cool to go over there. Like Dill came, Sam came, yourself.
Yeah.
Andy was there with Sarah.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah, that was big. Dan kept there was a heap of Aussies there, and our old coach met us over there too. He was in Liverpool, so that was awesome. Everything went perfect, so I can't really complain. It was funny vibe getting there. I think it being such late notice, all the Bellator people obviously thought I was there to lose. I think I got a little bit of a weird vibe when I was in there.
You're fighting an English guy in England on short notice.
Yeah,
so.
just the back of house stuff. Like they were polite and everything, but it was like, oh, this guy's here to get his collect a paycheck and get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And I think once a few of them caught us warming up, and they were like, oh, he's actually here to throw down. And then after the fight, one of the back of house staff said, yeah, as soon as we saw you like actually training, we were like, oh fuck, you're actually here to win.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a different vibe to normal. For
Yeah.
sure.
But I mean, I didn't even actually, funnily enough, this time. Normally, a lot of times out of curiosity, I always check the odds.
Yeah.
But
I think I was
$1.40.
paper. Yeah.
$1.40 went into, Oh, yeah, because I didn't realise. I just assumed, maybe on record, hometown guy, they noticed that you might be outside. I did go past like a Ladbrokes, those are the things to see if they were betting in it.
Did you put any money?
No, they weren't showing odds. I had actually tried because I actually was pretty confident.
Yeah. Look, you may have been confident, but during that first round, I thought I was losing $100.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Did you actually put $100 on?
Yeah, dude. I won 140, and after the trip, that 140 was.
yeah.
And it was good to those trips away are always good. Afterwards, having a bit of a session, team bonding and all of that's always fun in a foreign country. So I think we made the most
Doing
of
a shoe in some dodgy pub with 4 people in it.
Well, the Australian culture.
The Australian culture.
Got to bring it.
Speaking of the team bonding, we've got a bit of a story on the Zins with Simon.
Are we doing a Zin?
So for the story, we're all about to do a Zin here on the podcast.
Well, I'm not doing it.
Come on. You got to. Come on.
No, I'm passing it to
No.
How many milligrams are they?
Not bad.
Not bad. What are they?
Same as the last one.
6s or 3s?
Yeah, 10.
10, are they really?
Try. Just take it
I
out.
just don't like them.
Why not, Simon?
Tell us why you don't like them.
They're fucking horrible things.
They are horrible.
So-
and everyone at the gym's on them at the moment. Jeez, rubber arm over here.
Simon had some.
My mouth. You look like an idiot with this thing.
You don't. You think you do. That's what I tell myself.
You always look like you got a weird mouth.
So Simon had a fair bit of, it was indigestion that morning.
Yeah, it's a little bit of, I can't remember. I had something that upset me tonight.
Yeah.
I believe. I
And
think it's actually lack of sleep.
there wasn't a whole lot of sleep that week. And then we went out to this really nice, classy Italian. It was like a little Italian joint. We got a couple wines, coffee.
In the morning.
In the morning.
In Notting Hill.
Yeah, Notting Hill.
Yeah.
The weather was absolutely pumping. It was really
25
nice
degrees,
out there.
blue
Probably-
skies, not
Yeah.
a cloud.
And we started having a few wines nice and early, and Simo thought he'd get on the Zin train. And I've never seen such a reaction in my life, which is on my Instagram somewhere. But yeah, it's nice to see you back on the train.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling right now, man?
Fine. I just feel like a weirdo with this thing in my mouth.
There was about 15.
Technically honest. Yeah.
So that's enough about me. I know we could talk about that all day because it's such a good time. But Rogue, we had a Rogue show 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
What was it last week?
Nah, the week before last, I think. 2 weeks ago.
Cool.
I was actually out of action for that. I only saw the highlights on Insta, but how was it?
We'll go from the top down of the card because all the fights, especially the novices, I thought put on a cracking fight. So fight one was who was fight one? We didn't have it up.
Scroll down.
Oh, Joy and Tessa. That was look, fair play to Joy. She wanted to get in there and have a crack with Tess. Tess was just a bit too strong. Cracked her.
Also, I think out of everyone on the card, how old's Joy?
My age, like 47.
Yeah,
Like that is a fucking epic thing.
It would have been nice if the boys had matched it with someone around the same.
Yeah, well,
look,
matchmaker.
relax. Going into it, we all agreed Tessa's threat was her jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Turned into a striking fight.
And then the gloves, obviously.
Let's not go there.
And then she just cracked her early. She cracked her early, and it was a bit hard to come back. But yeah, Joy put on she fucking held in, and she had a crack, which is impressive. That puts us to fight 2, which was, in my opinion, the fight of the night. Noah and Michael.
That was for a novice fight?
Mate.
Didn't one of them get hospitalised?
The
winner.
The winner.
The winner got hospitalised. So Michael's been training for ages. So it was good to it was good to finally see him. Oh, come on, Simo.
Just take some shit.
It was good to see him finally sort of get in there. And Noah's fairly fresh, but he's a redhead and he's super angry. I trained Noah a bit myself.
Yeah.
So
He fucking went after it, Noah. Like, he put it on Michael at the start. I'll be honest. I was walking out and then just asking some questions because I wasn't heavily involved, but I knew Michael. And then I was like, oh, shit, I hope this is going mismatch, and Michael just
Well,
murders this guy.
and
then
Noah-
Noah came out and just went, whoa, what?
He probably dropped him 2 or 3 times in the first.
I don't think anyone got dropped for the fight, but
Did no one get dropped? No one got dropped.
They just stunned each other.
It looked, they cracked each other.
It's funny. I told Noah he definitely doesn't have the skills to fight. And when he first came in and trained, he was the worst person I've ever seen train. And I said this in the week leading up to the fight for him. And I said, mate, you've got no skills.
Yeah.
Just swing on him. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to do it. So he obviously did.
Yeah.
And I think
But he
he
looked a
showed
little
some
bit
good
more-
skills too.
He showed, his left hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some good.
Lightheaded. All right. Next one, Hamish and Journey.
Yeah, that was Hamish cracked Journey early. I think he did drop Journey. Journey went down.
Yeah, and he hit him hard, flashed him, then hit him and he dropped him.
Yeah.
Journey bounced up, but in a novice fight's when you want to get...
For a novice fight, you're happy with that result. You don't want to see it go any longer.
Yeah.
As
Hamish
it
has
was
got some
amateur,
power.
it'd probably be a little bit different, but Hamish had some huge power. I think he's 2-0 now in novice fights, 2 knockouts. He's got his amateur debut coming up on the
Demolition.
demo card.
Yeah, we'll get back to demo, but yeah, it's a step up. Look, Hamish is still very raw, but he's obviously got some...
He fucking swings. So
Yeah,
his
yeah.
arms are so long; they're like halfway
gets
across
it
the cage, and you just got.
Well, to be honest, it's even was a shortish.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Like he doesn't actually recoil the hook from that.
It was better than his... It was improved from his first fight.
Okay.
Because his first fight,
Okay.
he was
Yeah,
just
it was
swinging.
wild.
Yeah.
And then Tyler and Max.
Yeah.
That was Tyler. Honestly, they're both really good. Max, a talented young kid
Yeah,
who trains with the team every day. He's one of... I think he shows up more than most at the moment. Tyler...
Tyler got the win, but Max is good. I think they're both 18-year-olds, so they're going to be...
Okay.
They actually have like a big future. And I think we sort of always had... Maybe Tyler had a bit of a striking advantage and Max had a ground advantage, and then Tyler subbed Max on the ground, and Max had actually looked pretty decent on the feet too.
Yeah. For a novice fight for 18-year-olds...
Max is actually 24. He's just got those youthful good looks.
Max is 24.
He's
Are
Max
you
24.
serious?
Still young.
I need some of that.
he was 18.
You know, me and
He's
Max are
found
the same
the-
age.
The fountain of youth. Whoa, that is not good for you. You're my benchmark for under 25.
I
and that,
reckon...
You want a birth certificate?
Yeah, I reckon you came here like an immigrant or whatever, and you were like playing under-8s football when you were 16, and now it's backfired.
Have you seen
You couldn't get a kick, so you played in the under-8s when you were 14.
Have you seen that movie where it's like show a ID and I think it's Adam Sandler and he writes I am 26 and that's his birth ID. That's me. But I mean, that was a sick fight.
what about Reese and Zach?
Tyler is 18 though, right?
Tyler's young. Sub 20.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but sub 20.
We've done a lot of research on our
Just got a finger on the pulse here.
Yeah. What about Reese and Zach?
That was a pretty close first round. I think Zach is predominantly a jiu-jitsu guy. Like comes from more of a jiu-jitsu school. He's a blue belt, so he probably had the ground advantage. Reese managed to kind of sprawl and brawl, basically. Yeah. So and his Reese is also rematched on Demolition against Tim McAuliffe, so Jono's brother.
Reese has actually improved heaps over the last probably 6 to 12 months. Like keep a little bit of an eye of what's going on out there with this MMA striking guys while my class is on. And he's getting heaps better. Like he'll actually be good if he sticks with it.
Yeah, because he's only young as well.
He's only 30, so.
Yeah, that's it. But looks 8 years younger than Dylan.
And then AJ and Mr. Ibrahimi.
Yeah.
How was that?
So that went the distance. It was a back and forth fight. Look, AJ sort of won, I think, 2 judges, 30-27 and a 29-28. Like it was a reasonably...
And was that mainly striking or grappling?
It was actually like Huss probably initiated the grappling more, but then AJ seemed to always counter and wrestle up and reverse and end up on top. And
AJ's got some go in him, man.
yeah.
AJ has hip tossed our resident middleweight, Sam Jahanara, about 3 times in training. So
Wow. Okay.
And that was a bantamweight fight, and Sarmad's like 118 kilos. So
And AJ's booked as well for
AJ's booked for the Demolition title against
Oh, no shit.
James Fisher, who he's already fought, and he won a split decision, which I wasn't there that night, but apparently we thought he won, they thought he won. The judges. So I don't know. So it's a really good rematch.
Rematch is cool. And then on to the pro card, Winnie versus Ash.
And that for the 3rd time, and when he got the 3rd decision, it was probably
But they did it as amateurs the first
2 times. Yeah, I think one split, one decision, and then this was just, and I think Winnie won, I think 30-27 and a 29-28 or whatever. But look, no qualms with the decision, but all 3 rounds were pretty close. Like, I think Winnie probably won, but you could also, it wouldn't have been a rip-off if Ash had also won. So, but, you know, like I think it was, Winnie just had a lot of control time on the fence, like but didn't actually manage to take Ash down. So,
all I saw was like a video of Ash, like backhand.
Like, yeah, she was elbow, like, Ash, I think, probably did the better in the striking, but Winnie had a lot of control time. And
it's so rough for the girls. Like, the pool's so small. They fought 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. I suppose, who's Winnie going to fight next? Who's Ash going to fight next?
Well, Ash is already booked.
Yep.
Against Kim Tran. So, again, on Hex. So, yeah, look, they're both... that pool is like... I think now pro strawweights, there's Ailish, she's knocking around at strawweight, and then I don't really know. It was funny, I joked with Ash, she goes, that was great, I love going pro, I can't wait for my next one. And I was like, yeah, well, it should be a year or 2 and we'll find another fight for you. And then she got offered one. Pretty much, I think the offer came through on the Sunday. And Kim, having actually trained here, probably wasn't like ideal. And to be honest, Kim's going to be a tough fight for Ash, but you don't...
What can you do?
I don't know who else Ash fights. So, you know, like that's the one thing about... Would I've liked to give Ash some more amateurs and keep developing, but Ash is a little bit like older. She's in her 30s, and she's pretty much there's not. She wanted to go pro. There's not a big amateur pool left, so because I think Ash maybe lost her last couple as an amateur, so it's, you know, you don't normally turn them pro off that, but you know, yeah, it is what it is, and you know, the next fight's a winnable fight. Like, it'll be a very close fight. The next one too, so.
Yeah. Okay. And then big Al Volders versus Val Sharapov. I think
that was the people's main event.
Yeah,
it was kind of like the best. It's, in my opinion, the best fight on the card, both on paper and on the night.
Yeah, because Al is definitely one of the most consistent guys training in the gym since
100%.
he's come down, and he is an absolute weirdo who I've spent a lot of time with, but. I got a lot of time.
Like, there's no other weirdos on the
team. Al's by far the biggest weirdo on the team in the best possible way. I mean, that's saying something. But now he's 3-0. Like, he's starting to get into contention for maybe, like, if he 4-0, you're in title contention in Oz in any of the main.
So he's actually
shows.
He's now. So nearly everyone's rebooked. So he's rebooked for Eternal against Ethan Mitchell. Ethan Mitchell's a really good prospect. He's only 0-1, but he had a very good amateur career, and he's lost his to Taser Malone, and that was a very I think a pretty close. He broke Taser's jaw and cheekbone in that fight, and Taser did extremely well to stick it out and sort of just out.
And Taser's tough as fuck. He's legit too.
Taser, and just is a tough motherfucker.
Val's good, man.
Yeah,
like Val's good. I'm not sure what his rolling thunder attacks were all about.
No, I don't know what was going on there.
I rate Val, and you know, he obviously had a pretty good record too. So that was a cool fight. Young up and comers.
Val came out looking real sharp.
Yeah. Look, he pushed the grappling. I think Al definitely had a substantial advantage on the feet, in my opinion.
Al's been fucking training like a beast. Probably a little too much.
Sometimes.
Like you've got to pull him back.
Yeah, well, I've tried to give him a light couple of weeks and then re-ramp up again for that. He'll have a light night tonight, and then he'll get back into like a couple of hard weeks of camp and then taper again for the end of the year. So
he's the self-proclaimed money fight in Australia.
Well, it was the number one. It was the number one ticket seller on our card. So and then so not mind you, that's not much of an achievement on one of our cards. So he sold 6 tickets, which put him clearly about 3 tickets ahead of second. So.
He sold a lot more. If anyone's looking to book him, he sold a lot more.
Yeah. And Val, and actually, to be honest, I'm grateful. Val, like that was the best fight on the night, best fight on paper, and the best selling fight from my point of view. So
definitely, any of those adrenaline guys always bring it. You can always count on them for that.
Yeah.
Next fight was Khan Husmek versus Jesse Medina.
The strangest fight on paper.
That is a little odd fight on paper.
Yeah, but I actually thought, because I'll be honest, I got to please explain from the board how you think this is a fair fight.
Yeah, because Khan was 0-2 coming into it, and Jesse would have been
16-15.
So you've got like a vet against a guy that's lost his first 2 pro fights. But on paper it looks bad. Khan had a great amateur career, and he's actually fucking good, man.
Yeah, so
we obviously Khan trains here.
Yeah.
Dylan and I train with him, pretty much every day, and he's actually very talented. So
Yeah.
he probably just had a rough start. It was really good to see him
I
get a
think
win.
also just when I think about your comments about calling Al the weirdest guy in the gym, he didn't have an iPhone strapped to his head at Loans. So I just think that's a little bit, you're really taken away from Khan. And I think he's far
is that
more
a reflection
deserving.
about how weird Al actually is with?
Wow.
I think it's just a top-down thing at the gym, really. It comes from.
But anyway, look, they were both, I think Jesse's a brown, they're both brown belts. They're both. No, I think he's actually been brown for forever. Like, I'm not sure. If you are a black belt, I'm sorry. But I have a feeling he might still actually be a brown belt. But he's been a brown belt for
Since like his
for like 5 or 6 years, I would say at a minimum. Look, I think Jesse's obviously predominantly a grappler, so is Khan. So I thought it would be a grappling match.
Oh, really?
It was a grappling
It was
match.
straight, like it was very
Jiu-jitsu.
Jesse, did Khan shoot in the first? Or did
No,
every time
I
Jesse
think-
shot, Khan reversed it, ended up
Correct.
on top and took the back?
And Jesse did have a moment where he did actually get a double and finish and Khan turn, and he got to Khan's back at one stage, but Khan sort of got out.
Khan's jiu-jitsu is like,
really
we all
good,
roll with him.
man. Yeah.
His jiu-jitsu is very, very tricky to deal with.
it's
And I think we all knew that going into the fight. Like,
Yeah.
no one here was...
Did he wear the iPhone to the ring? The cage as well.
We had to. They took it off when they went to vass him up. They couldn't get the vass around the phone, so they took it off.
You should have given it to Glenn.
What's that?
You should have given it to the referee.
Yeah.
And then the main event was Big Bad Raja Shippen versus RJ Ortega.
Yeah.
RJ's a bit of a banger,
Yeah.
so I suppose
Raj opened up and looked pretty sharp on the feet, and then I think AJ looked to close the gap, and then Raj reverse got on top and
he caught the kick, took him down, and gave him a pounding.
Very smart display from Raja. I think. Like, he fought real. He didn't just try and look to get a
the
highlight
one
reel.
shot. So because he'd actually done. I was actually happy with how Raj grappled, because sometimes he's can give a bit too much space to hit, but we'd gone through. You get the takedown.
Yeah.
You settle for a minute. You control the legs, and he was far more methodical than I've seen.
He looked fucking vicious, beating him up from that last little clip.
The ground and pound, because I was in the commentary booth, so I was right next to the cage. That was some of the loudest ground and pound I've heard. When he was cracking him, it was fucking vicious.
Yeah.
Cool. So successful road card.
Depends how you measure success.
For the spectators.
For all involved except the promoters.
My kid's eating rice for the last for the next 6 months,
which leads us to another successful promotion on a higher level than Rogue. No. Who have we got on that?
Oh, so we're on to demo?
Onto demo.
So so we got Dan Mercurio making his pro debut.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. So that's
Cool.
So Dan's turning pro.
I've seen him been wearing the elbow pads. So that makes
With
sense.
the SPG fit out.
Yeah, sick.
Religiously.
And
With
who's
the
he?
SPG, Connor's shorts.
Who's he got?
He's got Terence Dubois.
He's a mainstay on demo as well. I've seen him
correct.
fight a few times.
They have fought once before.
Yep. And how did that go?
Terence didn't answer the bell at the end of the second. So
Okay, fuck.
But I think I have a feeling Terence might have been a bit crook or something that night. Like, he looked pretty fatigued pretty early, and I've seen Terence fight other times he hasn't, like, because Rob Powell fought him from the gym as well. And I think Terence's like amateur record is not amazing, but I think he's better than that. His amateur record says, like, he's a predominantly. I won't say predominantly grappling, but he's got decent. I think he's a purple or brown belt. He's good, and he's competed a fair bit in grappling, but his striking's all right too. So. It'll be, but Dan's grappling has got better. That'll be an interesting. So Dan is the main event, and then we've got
super cool.
Hamish making his amateur debut. He's had a couple of those nice ones. We've got Reese backing up for his second fight against.
That's cool. Those guys are turning it around pretty quick from Rogue. I think as amateurs, a lot of the Aussie guys look at the pros and go, "Oh, they fight 3 times a year. I'm going to do the same." And it's like you should just compete as much as you can as an amateur. While look, the consequences of being punched in the head are great. It's not going to change your career, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, they should compete.
Yeah. Then we got Tin Tran making his amateur debut.
Oh, no shit.
So Tin's only had the one Bushido match, and I think he lost that. But I think I was very
That was
confused.
rough, yeah.
I'm very confused how he lost that. But yeah, that was only
Tin's good, man.
Yeah, I reckon Tin will do all right. And then we had Jared Briggs on, but Jared obviously got pretty severe staph and had surgery.
Also on that card is Karosh, who's from Bones. He's one to look out for. He's good.
He's just turned 18 or
Yeah,
something.
he's good.
Yeah.
He's trained here a little bit, but he's at Matt's gym down in Torquay at Bones, and he's good. Good, that'd be one to watch.
Yep.
AJ's on that as
Yeah,
well.
so AJ's got the
James Fisher. Is that a relation to the other Fishers, or that's just
I don't think so.
common?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's according to Dylan the most prestigious title in the world. The Demo.
The welterweight one is.
Right,
But no one could do that twice. Like.
No. They're actually hung up.
We got Brad Massimo, headbutt king.
headbutt
Is he on again?
Yeah.
Is that a rematch?
I'm surprised they've got him back on after his devastating performance that anyone would want to fight him.
Yeah. Is he down as 1-1? I think
He's 1-1. I
think he's
so
2-1.
Brad, very, very good grappler as well. Great wrestling, very scrambly. Doesn't know the rules of MMA apparently.
No.
In his last fight in
To be
Demo,
fair, you know what happened with Dylan, though, remember?
yeah. So maybe we've been doing this for so long that we realize you can't headbutt in MMA. You know, it's not UFC 1. So Brad took the guy down
Yeah.
and started headbutting in his chest.
And
In
like
his
it was-
stomach.
In his stomach.
In his stomach.
Were they hard at least?
Not really.
He's got a pretty hard head, so I'm assuming that's pot and kettle, I know. But
So he got DQ'd in his last match.
I think that was actually quite funny because I think Greg was almost trying to maybe give him a like what were
benefit
you
of the
doing?
doubt,
And
yeah.
he was like,
No, I was
that-
headbutting him.
And he was like, no, but I only headbutted his body. And then Greg was like, so you intentionally headbutted? And Brad was like, yeah, of course. It went to the
fucking
body.
hell,
So,
Brad.
and then he was like, going to be like, but, and then he was like, he says to me, oh, but I do it in training all the time. And I'm like, yeah,
No, he doesn't.
No, I think he does. And I was like, yeah.
to the lunchtime hobbyist.
Yeah, like some 50-year-old.
I've actually seen him because I think there was a conversation had about like, let's, next camp, work on some ground and pound stuff. And I see him up there with the hobbyists in jiu-jitsu. He's not hitting any of them, but he's like, ugh, and then he comes back down and then he throws it and then he comes back down. So he's,
Brad, if you need a
that's Simon's
if you
favourite
need to
thing.
chat about any
Sam
of the
Miles.
rules, you should speak to Dylan
But
Lahara.
and then I come out the back and Dylan's warming out for his pro debut. And then I'm like, I fucking headbutted him. And Dylan's like, oh, he headbutted him in the face. I'm like, in the body. And Dylan goes, you mean you can't do that?
No.
Fuck,
Relax.
Did that happen or what?
Relax. It happened a bit differently. And,
Oh,
your memory is starting to.
come on.
I said, I didn't even think of the fact that you couldn't headbutt someone's body. I didn't say I didn't know you couldn't. I just never even thought of it.
Oh, Brad.
I just never even thought of it.
Sorry, Dylan.
That's
I think you're talking some shit there.
All right,
So
so
then went, fuck, game plan change. Like,
yeah, I
and then
know.
started
Hey, have
to,
you
like,
seen this bad boy?
What's that?
big target.
No one. I couldn't get you matched if you're allowed to headbutt. And then so we've got.
Yeah, Mercurio to close out the card in his pro.
Yeah, so yeah, it'll be a big night actually. I didn't realize actually how many we had on
yeah.
demo. but
Might need to
that's-
get a
that's-
couple people.
That's great. Yeah, so that should be a good card. Oh Jesus, I just dropped that in my drink.
All right, and then a big UFC
Sick.
card on.
We should actually cover the stuff too, like in terms of the month before, because it was a massive, like, sort of traveling, like, stuff for the gym. Because we obviously had going right back. We haven't done a podcast since Jack Perth. Like
Yeah,
Jack
no
had
shit.
So Jack's awesome performance against Herbert Burns and
Yeah, he
that
was-
was UFC 305, whatever. He was pretty cool,
That was
clinical
clinical.
performance.
like in the lead up to that, watching Jack in his Shark Tanks, he was looking fucking really good, and I thought he was going to KO Burns.
Yeah.
And I tipped he was going to get a bonus too. Like
Yeah.
that was my prediction, and I reckon he was super stiff.
He was one off.
Yeah, he was one off. There was a few other
There was
probably a
some
little
days
more
he did.
highlighty finishes.
I think they looked after him a
Fan-
little bit.
Yeah.
That's
He didn't
awesome.
get like the big.
But cool. That's fucking awesome because he deserved it, and he looked really good.
Yeah,
He looked really good.
I actually think like Jack's grappling has improved so much that in the last kind of year he's made like a good jump, and Yeah, I'm not saying. I didn't want to go, let's take him on in the grappling and prove that you can beat a Blackweight world champ.
But you felt confident.
But I was like...
He shut everything down.
The MMA grappling is so different to the straight jits. So,
yeah,
that's cool.
But Herbert's very dangerous on the ground. So I was sort of like, if we get there, we see our time, we do nothing stupid. And,
Have you... I don't know if you can say or not, but any news on what Jack's got coming up?
Unfortunately... we got because we tried Madison Square for November. That was strong talk he would get that, and apparently he did get offered to some people there.
But they've said
they turned him down. And some bigger names. It was actually a surprise that they turned him down. And then December in Vegas we were trying, and then that fell through. And then now they've just said, sorry, mate, you have to wait till Feb.
I know, like business-wise, it's probably really good for them to have him on, on an Aussie card because he is.
Yeah.
Jenkins, the Aussie guy, and having that on, but it would be cool. I know, obviously, every fighter wants to fight as much as they can.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. Is it's also I think Jack's got potential to go right up very high in the rankings. How high? But you don't want to have to take another 3 years to get up there to the money fight. So
it's
Jack's
like
31.
time and everything's got to intersect at the right time. Time, luck, athletic performance, everything.
Yeah,
So
and he kind of lost. So Jack had. So it will mean, and he had the elbow injury, and again, that's Chepe's gone on to
Undefeated in the UFC.
I think so. Maybe he's won another 2 or 3, and I think he's matched.
I think he just beat a big. Did he just beat a big name?
Well, he's supposed to. Well, he fought. What's his? I'm trying that tall, skinny. I can't remember his name. He was matched against Dan Ige, but that fell over, and then he got matched against another decent name, a ranked guy, and he beat him. So I think I don't know. I think Chepe's probably.
And Jack was
Jack was doing very well.
Obviously, it was a hit. Whatever happened, and it was all fair and square. But Jack was looking, I think, the best. That was the best he'd looked so far in the UFC.
And then, and as a sub, so he's fought Herbert, but that will mean, and he won't fight till Feb. So Jack will have had one fight in 22 months.
Yeah, that's
23.
It's not what you want.
Especially when you only miss like 3 months with injury.
He doesn't want that.
Nah, so it's a little bit of a bummer they couldn't get him matched, but it is what it is. So. Hopefully get a good opponent and then, either get someone lower in the, like a ranked opponent low at the back end or someone almost ranked and then launch to a mid-range rank. Let's hope that's how it can be. And then, and then obviously we had Khan over on the tough finale. The week after. So that was...
it has been a while since we've done
so it went from Jack in Perth straight over to Vegas and then... and Khan obviously came up short against Matt. So Carmen had a fantastic spell in the house, but talking to Khan after the fight, he just unfortunately with the relocation to Bali, he hadn't done any full MMA sparring like at proper intensity since he left the house. So his lead in was not ideal for this. He had a couple of boys go over to help, but one got scabies, one was coming off a concussion, and then Sam hurt his shoulder. So the boys that actually went over weren't probably able to. Do as much work, and that was only for 3 weeks of it too. And then they tried to do the best they could under the conditions, but very hard to.
So even though he lost the final, surely they give him.
So he's got a contract.
Okay, fantastic.
And so look, we definitely don't have a firm offer. And speaking to Sean, I actually did get like a response back saying he's going to be in touch shortly to organise. But there's the Feb card is like Feb 8 or whatever, and there's also a Feb 1 Saudi Arabia, and being Khan like Turkish heritage. So basically, I think either one of those cards is where he's looking at. There's now all of a sudden a lot of Aussies to get on that Feb card. And that's without any new signings. And someone like a Colby Thickness, Colby gets a Chengdu fight night this week, and then he backs up on Hex
6-0.
I think that if he wins both, it'll put him to 7.
And what about Gauchi too? Like Gauchi won his fight, didn't get signed.
Yeah,
that's pretty rough. Like I thought he would have got signed off that. It was Aussie on Aussie crime there.
Yeah,
you'd think they would have signed one of them, but they didn't. So hopefully Gauchi gets picked up for that.
I heard rumblings, and this could just be complete hearsay, but that he might get picked up somewhere, sort of. And I don't even know who I heard that from. That could just be people talking shit. But
look, most of the time you put in a good performance like that, you either get called back for next season or a like late notice for that. But they don't always give you the best run. Like it depends on what you might you could get. Yeah, I'm not talking ill of anyone, but Shea Shannon Ross, who had his appendix thing and got through, and they were like, "You're tough." Yeah. He actually lost on Contenders, but then they got him in, and he did not have a easy.
Not that fucking any fight in the UFC. Is
no,
easy.
Of course.
If you get something late notice, you're probably getting B-sided.
B-sided, yeah.
Like that's probably just how it's gonna.
But it doesn't mean you can't flip the script on it.
For sure.
But the late notice call up in the UFC, the win rate is pretty
low. Yeah. Okay.
Because But anyway, so then we went to Tough, and then I think we had a week back, and then Wembley, and then we've had that. So and we have what's that? Lisa. Oh, and Lisa fought on Hex against Cynthia Cavallo as well. So
and Demo, you dogs.
Your pro debut on Demo.
I don't remember. I know we talked about the headbutt fight. And stuff. Yeah. So that's it. No, we had because I forgot that was in that time period too. So who else? Because you obviously got congratulations your pro debut.
Rad. Was there someone else that night?
There was two others that won.
Kwame.
Yeah. Oh, geez,
That turned.
That turn into
Indian bot comments.
Yeah. Well, the people of India were outraged on, according to our social media. We got 300 comments from India about it being disgusting,
disgraceful robbery.
300 Indian people with one follower commenting on our Facebook. I mean, I don't know. I find that really funny.
Look, it is
how
what it is.
petty the shit is for an amateur
But
fight.
you're an amateur, and this is maybe this isn't the best way to look at it, but making your pro debut off 9-3, probably get matched a little bit easier than 10-2. Like that's a very small, but it's I
also thought the decision was it definitely could have gone either way. I probably, admittedly, at the time, I thought it was a round apiece going into the last. Jet had a lot of control time, but he didn't throw a punch. And then Kwame did damage for 10 seconds at the end and we finished. There's large control time.
It's so hard with the judging criteria.
It depends who's judging.
When you look at control versus if someone holds someone down, it's like the way I fight, I'm probably holding someone down. But if they land down, it's a hard thing to to score.
But anyway, it's not always a great thing. But the carry on for it for an amateur fight, I found
it's a little ridiculous.
But anyway, let's move on. And there was one other, wasn't there? Because I think was there only 3 or was there?
Tough.
No, on the demo card. Najee looked great. Yeah.
He actually kind of grappled a little bit too.
I think he hurt him first, and then hurt him on the feet, and then very nice switch through hook into left kick, sort of dropped him.
Remember,
it's always good. Najee, Dylan, myself, Sam, Abdul all came from Kimiko when that closed. So there's some of us still hanging in here, and it's always nice to see Najee do well. And
I tried to get him rematch for a year, but so he had an offer of a pro debut, and I think which I said, let's get you going. But Najee's got work commitments and family.
It'd be cool to see him go pro because he's got pretty exciting striking, and I think he'd have a good pro style.
It's fun to watch. It's very fun to watch.
He's dynamic, and
if you haven't,
he's been doing it a long time, so it'd be good to see him have a real
and he's
crack.
28 now. I think when he's like.
And you say I look old.
You look Dill,
Can we get a photo? Get a photo up.
You could be Najee's father. If I was
nah, I'm not having that.
You're living in
Najee and Abdul. Najee and Abdul.
Actually, Abdul could be Najee's father, but. Yeah, Absi looks so much older than Najee.
Does Absi have a fight 4 years? Kickboxing fight. Yeah, is that on 44 Magnum or?
I don't actually.
I think it might out in Trial. I think it might be out in Trial on Baldaccinos.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's get into the UFC card this weekend.
It's gonna be sick.
One of the best ones for a while, I think. I'm super pumped for this.
Yeah.
Super pumped for this.
So we got Tapora and Max, which everyone's just like.
No one wants Taporia. No one wants Taporia to win.
I'd love to. What are the actual odds on that?
Taporia, I would say, is a pretty handy favourite.
$1.39 Taporia. And Max is $3.05.
Funny enough, I was going to say $1.30 something.
What's your tip for that deal?
Ilya TKO.
Oh fuck, Simo.
I hate to say it, but I think Ilya. I think he's got more ways to win. I mean, I don't know, Max.
Has Max been?
I tell you what, though, I don't. 5 rounds, I like Max. I start to like Max.
Does he get through those rounds?
Past the second or third.
I'm gonna say early Tapuria, late Max.
Yeah.
I think Tapuria's got as much as this sucks, he's probably got the most dangerous striking in that division.
I think he's maybe got up near the best hands.
Yeah, I would say so too. He's quick and he hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Really beautiful style. With
Interesting stat there, which
And he's
might
very
be.
good grappling too. Very good.
takedown
Have
defense.
you seen the video of him wrestling a Georgian Olympian, or he pretty much is like ragdolling this Olympian in wrestling? His wrestling is very, very good. But interesting stat,
Because I know he was happy to go to the ground with Ryan Hall.
which
Just
says
like off.
that says a lot. I don't think he's ever thrown a kick.
I think he's
He's
thrown
only
one
thrown
leg
he's
kick.
thrown one leg kick in his whole UFC career,
It's crazy.
which is
Pretty cool.
pretty impressive.
Next, big bad Rob Whittaker versus Hamzat Chimaev.
I love that. Have you seen that interview with the guy going, like,
Training partners. Yeah, Rob's like, come on.
Well, I left him the tall guys at home. Yeah, shit question.
I also get the vibe that Hamzat was not always that keen to fight Rob. He always could call.
He said no. He said, you know how they do the Instagram stuff where it's like thoughts on like fighting this guy?
Yeah.
With Rob, he was like, oh, tough
Yeah,
fight.
because he was sort of rating him all like shit 6,
Yeah.
shit 4, shit, and he's like Rob 9.
9 out of 10. Yeah.
I think
Who do you reckon? Zed?
two calls. Either Whittaker wins in a bit of a bloodbath, or Chimaev does him early.
No.
Yeah.
No, I got Whittaker.
I got Whittaker too.
Whittaker.
I reckon he's going to go 1-2 head kick knockout.
Yeah.
That's my call. Next,
I think also Whittaker's wrestling slept on. Like he's like,
I've wrestled him.
yeah,
He sometimes when you grab someone, you go, "Oh, that's a little different."
yeah,
Rob's a little different.
Yeah.
He's his balance, it's bizarre. He's
Yeah.
so balanced.
yeah.
And he's such a good dude.
Well,
And he's dangerous as
Yoel Romero couldn't hold him down. Jacare couldn't.
correct.
Yeah.
So
Is
I know
he-
Hamzat's really good, but this will be
Rob should be a bit bigger as well, right? Was Hamzat was making welterweight, or was Hamzat a
You've got to
big
remember
welterweight?
Rob's fought at welter too.
Longer time
Rob
ago,
doesn't
though.
look like compared to other. He's sort of thickish in the chest.
He's really deep in the chest.
But he's not a big middleweight. No, like you see him in like Dricus.
Yeah.
You're like,
Would they
Dricus
be
looks
walking? Would either of them be walking around at 100? Do you reckon?
Oh, not quite. I don't. Not lean.
Not like out of camp.
I
Rob
reckon
just fought.
training, they'd be walking around at 100.
I reckon Rob. Oh, well, mid to high 90s.
Okay.
But up, like, yeah.
Next, we got Magomed Ankalaev versus Rakic. How do you see that going?
I got to go against the Serb.
Oh, make it racial.
Make
I
it
think
very racial.
Rakic has that power, so he's always dangerous, but I do not see him getting through Ankalaev at all.
Well, he's sort of like tipped to be the next one
Yeah,
to fight
I think he'll...
Pierre.
Yeah.
And they also think they would want him to win to sell that fight because doesn't he declared that he'll only strike with Pierre?
Yeah, he says he won't take him down, which is very rare
hope
for a
he-
Magomed to say that.
Yeah, but he is a predominant kick.
Yeah.
He probably can wrestle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then Murphy versus Ige. Could Jenko get the winner of this, perhaps?
Or the loser.
Or the
think it's-
loser?
I think it's probably more likely the loser because what we got like
13-10.
I thought they were a little bit. That's not UFC rankings. That's worldwide. So you might have a couple of people from other,
Yeah.
like a Bellator or PFL champ might be in between them. So I thought Ige lost, didn't he, to the Lopez?
We watched this at Crown.
Yeah, Lopez.
Lopez.
Diego Lopez, because Ige was ranked 5.
But Ige took that on like fuck.
At 24 hours.
Yeah.
No, he was in the crowd.
Yeah, it was like
He was in the crowd. Like fights had started, I believe.
Lopez is fucking good as well.
Yeah.
Like, did he dominate Ortega in the last fight?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he. And then he's.
So who are we going, Ige or Murphy?
I don't know anything about him.
I like it.
Like Murphy.
I like
I don't really
Ige
know
too.
Murphy, but yeah,
I
let's
like
go
Ige.
Ige.
Yeah.
And then do you want to pick one of the undercard?
Jeff Neal, RDA.
Okay, that's your scroll down for us.
Haftar Santos.
Yeah.
It's actually a great card.
How is Haftar Santos ranked 61
That can't be
or
real.
51?
Yeah, on the Tapology. Yeah, who knows what they do?
That'll be a banger
What
too.
weight's that
Neil
at?
versus Walter.
Welterweight. RDA's going. Well, he's been fighting at welterweight recently.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jeff Neal.
I'm gonna go RDA.
Yes,
I really like RDA, man.
Yeah. I just don't know how he's getting on.
How old's he now?
I think he's going to be 40 or something like that. How old is he, Josh?
And then how old's Jeff Neal as well?
39.
39.
Neil's not young.
I'd say you got your prime till about like 48, 49. So
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my last.
how old's Neil?
I reckon he's only like 32, 3.
I reckon 35, 6.
Yeah. 34. Yeah. All right. So I've got a fan wrote in for this question because they wanted us to hear it.
Who's a fan?
There's one. There's one.
You got Grace to write in.
Now, you've got a magic pill. You get 5% extra performance. So your speed goes up, your strength, everything.
I'm insulted.
But the drawback from this, having this pill, is you either get Dylan's hairline.
Where's the camera?
You get Sarmad's body hair. You get Sam's fashion choice. You get Joe's monobrow. Or you get Simon's fashion.
Well, I wonder who wrote these up.
Which
It's
one?
everyone's worst part. And then
guy with bloody
that's
socks,
fashion.
Socks and Crocs.
That's fashion, old man.
So which we're going to put a poll up. All 5 of you that are listening, please answer the poll. But which one are you choosing, Dill?
I would take, you know what? And this is probably more for Adele's done this, but Sammy's fashion, and you can probably test over the past like 3 or 4 weeks, I think Adele's done a shopping haul for him and he's been wearing some different clothes. So I take Sam's new fashion.
Wow, that's probably the least one I
Actually,
would
no,
choose.
I take my hairline because my hairline is holding on fantastically.
Simo, which
Well,
one?
I probably take Sam's fashion because apparently I'm fucked there anyway, you dogs. So
So you would also take Sam's fashion.
What's that, sorry?
You would take the pill, but cop Sammy's fashion.
You'd lose the ripped jeans.
What's that?
You'd lose the rips.
No one's special.
I would definitely take Sarmad's body hair.
Really?
Personally, yeah.
Because yours is similar.
No, I've got fuck all body hair, to be honest with you. No, see, I've never shaved my chest.
That's a man who
Really?
waxes.
Never. Yeah, I would take.
I've seen the Nair bottles fucking in the back of his house.
Yeah, I would take Sarmad's body hair. I don't think it's that bad.
Or you know what? I take
Have you
Sarmad's-
seen him when he's not shaved?
I'd
when
take
he's not
Sarmad's new
shorn?
hairline.
Well, yeah. All right, so answer those questions. But yeah, hot tip, probably Simo's fashion last, then my forehead, then Sam's fashion, one out apparently, Sarmad's body hair, and Dylan's hairline.
Hey, it's gonna come because I can see it. This little fucking crows thing you got going on, it's gonna come.
I'm not. The haireth does not maketh the man.
Exactly, but it's gonna come, and when it comes,
I don't care.
all right.
All right, thank you guys.
Oh, is that it?